1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can't count. Here you go.
Plus a dog and a fish.
And a dog and a fish. 2 fish. 3. 2. What else? So, first of all, I would like to shed some light on why conventions do not deserve the bad rep that they get. First of all, it is actually looked down upon to be an otaku. An otaku is actually like a video gamer or some other kind of geek, and it came from the Japanese word. It's an actual term for somebody with an obsessive interest. It's commonly the anime and the manga fandom, and over here in the West, it's an okay term. People will claim themselves to be otaku, but over in the East side of the world, it's actually derogatory, and it's actually used as an insult. And the fact about being an otaku or having these kinds of interests is that no otaku or geek or whatever will ever go through life without being teased. It's pretty much statistical, and sometimes these otakus will hide their geekiness until they can find somebody to relate to, because, I mean, it's looked down upon. They feel shameful. They don't want to share it until somebody else, shows it. Like, for an example, Gabby and I, we were at work one day, and she had a lanyard with a character from one of the shows that I was familiar with. And because of that, we're friends. Otherwise, I would have never known that she liked this kind of stuff. And many people will put on, let's say, an act or a facade to make it look like they don't like anime and manga. And something that I commonly get a lot is, how could you be one of them? You're so normal. My question is, what is normal anymore? Like, I don't know. People think that otakus have to be really nerdy and really geeky and, I don't know, always behind a computer, but that's not really the case. Chatting with like-minded people is really uplifting, and that's exactly what conventions are for. The collective excitement from being with other fans who just kind of get it and understand and you can relate to. I mean, it just helps people who are shy and reclusive to just open up. And I don't know, the conventions just bring people bring everybody together. It's a really weird feeling, to be honest. You just have to go and experience it. When you're on the streets in just some kind of city, everybody is strangers and nobody likes each other sometimes. I don't know. When you walk into a convention, it doesn't matter if you're strangers. If you like whatever they're cosplaying as, or if you're talking about something, you can just let go and make friends, and it literally feels like a family. And I don't know, it's just such a great feeling to not have to worry about being bullied or mocked or something. And you don't have to hide your interests at all. And the positivity also in the convention is very strong. I mean, people have their problems, but the pros definitely outweigh the cons at cons. There's a little pun there. And I also want to talk about, why is it so different? Like, why do otakus have to be shameful of their interests? I mean, you have foodies who talk about their favorite restaurants. You've got car enthusiasts talking about which mods they just put on their car. Why is it different for people to talk about shows and comic books and video games? I don't know why it's so different, and I don't know why it's so looked down upon. It should be cherished just like everything else in the world. And another point that I would love to point out, it's a big part of conventions, is cosplay. I mentioned it earlier. It's actually a performance of art. It's also a way to escape reality and enter this thing called fantasy. I brought some pictures of a recent person that I have actually personally cosplayed as. I don't look anything like myself. Can you see it in the camera? It is. This is cosplaying when you completely dress up, pose, do makeup, whatever. Now this is an actual character from a show that I like a lot. It's actually this show right here. Got several different characters on. So awkward. And I don't know, it's just a big part of dressing up as somebody, because not only are you connecting with people mentally and making friendships, but you're also physically becoming friends. Like, if you see somebody else cosplaying from the same show as you are, that's an instant friendship right there, and then you can start talking.
Sorry.
Okay. Confusion.
Cell phone.
And I don't know, where else will you see people dressed up so outrageously? I mean, it's like every day is Halloween or something for us. And of course, Halloween is good for costumes, but convention cosplay brings costume wearing to a whole nother level. There's cosplay contests, there's cosplay, what's it called, walks, where you walk down and you walk back and you do a little style or something, or pose, and then you can get graded. People make their own cosplays. You can buy them, of course, but people make their own cosplays, and that alone is a talent. It's so great. And wigs, styling. It's just so amazing. And, I don't know, it's just a whole new level from everywhere else. It's just amazing. And then, of course, if you're ever interested in attending a con, my one rule that I like to have is spend less money on the convention so you can spend more money in the convention. So make sure you buddy up in a hotel. The past hotel I just went to fit 7 people in a hotel room. Very difficult. But, yeah, and so then I was able to bring back merchandise, which merchandise never went. And speaking of merchandise, there is a dealer's room and purchasing artwork at a convention. It's kind of like a cycle. Like, you spend money, but then these artists get, a boost, I guess you could say, in their career. Because there's a lot of aspiring artists in there who'd never really make it too far unless you keep buying their prints. So whether you try it out or not, just please understand that conventions are just a bunch of events that are bringing people together, and people who can just look about as normal as you are, whatever normal is anyway.